It is day 25 of vlogging for 20 minutes a day. No filters, no edits. Whatever happens, happens.
We're shooting for a man back here.
They're over there posing for the thumbnail in the background. So we actually have some special guests today. We got Drew. Brittany's here too. Mr. and Mrs. Adventure. And Drew's parents, Tim and Sheila, are also both here.
It's a family affair. We're happy to be here today.
So
Sun's shining, weather's right.
Today.
yeah, he's playing Grandpa right now. And actually the comment of the day is going to go back to that. And what I've been doing here is I've just been like, this is basically chaos. And then at the end of it, we get a little bit of clarity, you know? Sometimes it's just like, wow, that was just chaos. and so right now we're in Portugal. We're visiting our friends here, as well as just traveling around the whole country. And we've been living out of a van for the last couple of days. And we now have a nice, beautiful spot to park over here with Drew. And yeah, it's just been wonderful.
To have you guys.
Thank you so much, man. Like, honestly.
It took a little time to get you leveled, but you guys are leveled now.
Oh, you'll see that in the F&A vlog. Yeah, like the slope is like this.
Yeah.
The only other time we slept on a slope that was worse was in Guatemala.
Oh, so we're the second worst camping spot.
If we had to, no, that was actually.
We hadn't gotten level.
How about this?
Yeah.
That Guatemala spot was probably one of our best spots ever.
Cool. All right. I
So
love it.
just because the levelness wasn't great
Didn't
in that
mean
one
the rest
moment,
of the factors were high.
there you go. So that's the thing. Sometimes you got to take the bad stuff with the great stuff around it, you know? Sometimes.
Well, don't let the bad stuff ruin the great.
Exactly.
You
And
know?
we got level enough to where we could easily sleep. It's super comfortable. The other spot was so bad that literally we would.
It was only one night that it was terrible.
Yeah,
but-
we would fall all the way down to the doors, and then we'd have to push ourselves off the doors in the middle of the night. Where we're not having to deal with any of that
glad
here.
to hear
Yeah.
that. You did have to battle a little bit of wind, but just a couple punches of wind throughout the night.
Yeah.
But
And
you
even
had
that
the
wasn't
star-
bad.
You had the stars above you. They were looking beautiful.
It was beautiful. And the dinner we had before was incredible. Just hanging out, laughing, telling stories, just getting to know each other even more than.
Good company.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you guys. Your land is beautiful. We got the sneak peek of how everything's coming along and looking, and we're not going to show you. So you're going to have to wait for that video to come out
The magic
to be able to
is
see
coming
it.
along here in
Yeah.
the south of Portugal.
It looks cool. And I know there was a lot of commenters actually on these videos that were like, you have to go see Mr. and Mrs. Adventure.
You are in
Like,
Portugal.
You guys,
Community.
the amount of comments we got to come
Thank
see you
you
guys,
guys.
the love is
Appreciate it.
real. The love is real. So, and they didn't know that we were friends before this.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
We met in Oregon on a smoky forest afternoon. We did a hike together.
And it was the worst air quality condition that you could imagine. And we still had an amazing time.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, they were actually talking about potentially moving to Portugal or somewhere else in the world.
We were those crazy ones.
Yeah.
Had an idea. We'd been here in 2018 and thought it'd be a pretty cool place to live.
Mhm.
Plus a gateway to another part of the world to explore and just get to know.
Yeah, and like there are other benefits too to moving to a place like this. If you're looking at trying to get like an EU citizenship, that's one of the benefits that you could potentially have out of it, to be able to travel the EU freely.
Currently, it's a 5-year program. We're on something called a D7 visa. We have to show like minimum income amount, be here over 6 months, meet some other requirements, and we're here.
Yeah. And
Beautiful, peaceful place to live.
yeah, and we've even been looking into it because like to be able to travel the EU freely is like a pretty dope thing to be able to do.
It's 28 countries. Once you get like into the Schengen zone, it's
Mhm.
kind of like all the provinces in Canada or all the
Right.
states in the US. It's like one unified border and you can
Mhm.
travel freely.
But then the nice thing is that like each province speaks a different language and has a totally different food culture,
Yeah.
and different like architecture and all of this. So it's not like going from Ontario to Manitoba.
Yeah.
It's like going from France to Spain.
Or like going from like New York to Connecticut, or you know,
Just one
California to
borough over.
Oregon. Yeah. Like the fact of the matter is you're absolutely going to a whole new culture, and I think that's the most wonderful part about Europe is, you know, the different diversity throughout all of Europe. You know, it's one of my favorite parts.
For a long time, people didn't travel country to country. Like
Mhm.
each country had its whole identity, and in modern times, like people can easily just flow between the two of them.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
The
And
heritage, the history, the food, the culture, the language, the language.
the language, the language. It feels like an episode of Seinfeld right now. The language. But no, like seriously, it's so cool to travel here. I've always dreamed of coming to Europe. Like was always a bucket list thing
Wait,
for
this
me.
isn't your first.
This is my first.
You were to UK.
I was to the UK.
Well, I guess that's technically
That is technically Europe.
It's not in the EU
It's not in the EU,
anymore.
but I've always wanted to come to Europe. And like to me, Europe is Portugal and Spain and Italy and Greece and Switzerland and like Austria
Netherlands,
and like Netherlands and all these different countries. But like that's what represents the like Europe to me. Yeah. Or at least in my thought when I was a kid growing up. So like to be able to be here today.
Yeah, big melting pot.
Is a dream come true, yeah. And it's so cool. And like you start to learn that I never thought about this, but there's actually like a history of like the like Spaniards and Portuguese not liking each other.
There's a little bit of a rivalry.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to football or soccer as we call it.
So it would be like for me growing up in New York, it would be like the like New England, like Boston, like Massachusetts, New York, like rivalry.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it's like. They give you like a similar feeling.
I mean, Portuguese would like to say that they have Cristiano Ronaldo, and
Yeah.
you got Barcelona had Messi before he moved to Miami.
Yeah.
So, like there's a lot of stuff.
And
going
like
on.
who's the better player, right?
Ronaldo.
Oh, that's his Portuguese
Yeah,
speaking.
I have to I have to fly the Bender.
If he didn't say that, I think everybody in the town around him would
Oh,
probably
man.
disown him.
I'd be booted out.
What I found incredible about these guys and watching these guys here is the amount of community that they've built in such a short time, and how many people that like say hello to them and just chat with them, and them speaking Portuguese to people, like just trying to be part of the culture. It's really cool.
It's a respect level for the culture we live in and showing our way of being grateful that we get to live in a place like this.
Mhm.
But like a lot of people don't go out of their way to make community.
That too.
I think is the
that
thing.
too.
Like a lot of people don't try to meet their neighbor or like be friendly with the librarian or like whatever. Like you guys have actively gone out of your way to like go to the weekly meetups and go to the fun parties in the woods and like
all the different things.
and like actually like talk to people and chat with people and like do the language classes and like some people just show up and then they just stay in their little house and they never meet anybody or do anything or go anywhere.
Like I gotta say, I'm guilty of being one of those people in Canada. Like I don't have a lot of friends in Canada.
I actually keep saying to you need to like.
She does. She's like, you gotta broaden your horizons. And here's
You
the
gotta
thing.
get out to the bingo club, bro.
I do have a fair bit of like basketball friends, and I will say that some of my basketball friends are starting to turn into like more
Bingo players.
I would say it's like it feels like
curling club.
the winter kind of breaks up the opportunity of hanging out there too. Where here it's always like nice out and people are outside and they're going to the local restaurants, and like the restaurants near us literally close down in the winter. So you have like this like you lose this dynamic group of people that you might have had if you're living in a warmer climate.
For sure.
Sure.
And we live in a place that as soon as the summer comes around, it'll be bathing season, which is at the beaches, and everybody floods with their families and picnics and everything to the beach. And this area just balloons because most people come from the capital of Lisbon, which is about 3 million people, down to the Algarve and the southern coast. And it's like hundreds of thousands of people here during the beach season, especially when everything shuts down in August. So
that's wild.
It's nice to live in that, but it's nice to have a quiet time during the rainy season. And then like a melting pot of expats, people from all around the world that live in these mountains.
It's cool to hear.
It makes it easy to connect, I should say.
It reminds me of when we were in Mexico and we were in Alex, what was the town that we went to in Mexico that you went with your friend and it became more popular? Sayulita, yeah. So Sayulita is a spot where like people from, I want to say Guadalajara, would come down. The people with they call them the people with the more money there, and they would come down to visit.
It's a very artsy community, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
and
it is.
Surf culture
is big there, and then like I guess like skating, and then like the younger kids come down to that area to like hang out and party and just be a part of like on the ocean.
Like a getaway from their normal lives in the interior.
Because being up in Guadalajara, you're more in a city and you're away from the water. And so you just, it's really cool to like see that you have a very similar thing here.
Feel to that.
Yeah, feel to that. Yeah.
One thing that's funny, there's a lot of adventures that we've planned over the years that we've never taken.
Mm.
I planned out a whole hotel stay and everything in
Yeah.
that village in Sausalito, and
yeah.
we never did it.
Mm,
So there's a lot of, yeah.
I think it's stuff that is gonna come up later on. You'll wind up doing still.
I think those things will always be like, maybe it's time. Let's go on that
Yeah,
adventure.
it's like the Alaska thing we were talking about, right?
You're really getting me going on that
Yeah,
one.
I know. Yo, Alaska was honestly a trip. It was incredible. It was one of our favorite experiences. I feel like
I
it's
would go back and do Alaska in a heartbeat.
If you could pick between the Pan America Highway going south, how you guys did for 10 months, or going north to Alaska, which would you pick?
I'm gonna give you a second to think about that while I look at these flowers real quick, just because they're really pretty.
No, they're amazing.
And this is how you know spring is here. Spring, summer, I guess, or is it spring?
Yeah, you can call it spring still.
Look how pretty it is. All right,
All the lemon orange groves up here.
back to it.
Okay, I absolutely loved Alaska, but I feel like the Pan American Highway was such an epic adventure. I love tacos. I like street food, and the food in Alaska was really good, not gonna lie, but like also Alaska was like kind of expensive. So, you know, whereas in Central America, I spent basically every day in a bikini and ate food from like street vendors and all the beautiful towns like full of history and like, I would, If you have to choose between the two, I would go south.
All right.
I'll say this. As epic as Alaska was with the mountains, there's a very small window of opportunity to like be there, to enjoy the summer sun, to enjoy the warmth.
Especially in
I say
camper van.
I say warmth because it's like there's a lot of 55-degree days even
and
in the
also,
summer.
like we went and we had a pretty nice summer.
We had a
when were
warm
there.
summer.
And then our friends went the following year, Stokelo. They got rained on every single
day.
Oh.
And they still loved
You
it.
hit it right.
We hit it right. We got lucky. And that happened to us a lot of the time, even here. We came in a time where it's like typically fairly rainy and we had like 3 days of
We're
rain.
about to enter a barn.
Yeah. But like I would say that like I really enjoyed surfing in Central America and Mexico, and the
and
food.
you didn't have to have a wetsuit on or anything. Yeah.
Price wise, it's a much better bargain because Alaska is very expensive.
And even like we booked a lot of campsites in Central America. Like we did a lot of free camping also, but then we didn't feel bad booking a campsite because it was maybe like $10 US.
Yeah, and
You know
it
what I
felt
mean?
like it was good value for what it was versus
Right.
spending 50 euros or dollars for a night.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
And then it's $50 for a night that's like not even that great of a campsite. And then maybe your expectations are higher because you're spending more.
Sure.
And then you go in the shower, it doesn't work, and you're like,
Yeah.
well, why am I paying $50 to be here? Yeah, no, there was so many benefits to
it's
Mexico
really
and Central
interesting.
America. For sure.
Everly and your dad are way back there. Right now, Tim is playing full on grandpa for Everly, and I think he's loving
The
it.
audience a closer shot of what's happening.
I think he's loving it. But is that fair to say he's loving it?
Yeah, I do. And I want to appreciate you guys answering my question, though.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, so we're like walking through like it looks like old farm equipment and stuff like this, and it's pretty dope back here. Like, look at all these groves. Everly! Oh yeah, you chased the doggy all the way back here? Yeah. What happened? Tim, I gotta say thank you so much for acting like grandpa to her right now. She's loving this.
I don't mind it.
Tim, you're a good dude, man. I appreciate you. Look at her go. She's just I can tell.
Generally the kids like me.
Yeah, it seemed like
I'll do whatever they want to do.
yeah, it seemed like he was like ready and willing, you know. It wasn't like, hey, take our kid.
No, I'm more than happy to help.
Hey, were you running after the doggies?
Yeah.
She came over, she said, doggy ran away.
Oh, were you running after the doggy though?
Yeah.
We have to go slow with animals. Get them to trust you first.
Like this?
Yeah,
Slow
slow
like
like that. Yeah.
We're probably going to see him right up here.
You could try
You
again.
want to go look? All right, we're gonna try to find this doggy here. One of the things that I find super cool about here is like everything looks like it's kind of like a ruin. Like, look at these buildings right here. Sorry. Oh yeah, even that right here behind us. Like everything, like this here. Look at this. The wall just looks incredible. Right now, Brittany and Drew are talking to one of the locals here, just chatting in Portuguese. I love that they could speak the language.
That was the other thing that I liked about Mexico was that I got to learn Spanish and work on my Spanish.
You were good at
and
it.
had opportunities to speak Spanish every day.
She's just
Try not to get this man in your video.
Yeah, I'm trying not. But yeah, so we also want to like make sure that we're not just filming everybody, and we're trying to be nice about what we film. Like this. How cute. Yeah, back around this way. So it's like there's this little dog. I guess supposedly this area is like a bunch of cats, and this is the only dog that's part of this area. And he's been bopping around, and Everly was chasing him earlier. And or her. We're looking for her to come back around here. So Tim, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing right now. I've been filming for 20 minutes a day for the last 25 days straight. And I'm trying to do a daily vlog for 365 days where I just talk for 20 minutes about life and things. And it's been really cool to do because the people have been telling me like all their stories as well of like life growing up.
Right.
And like just these like cool things that you wouldn't think about. Oh, look, there's the dog.
Oh, doggy.
Doggy, Everly.
Doggy.
Everly, look.
Oh, she's not looking. The doggy's right
the
there.
The doggy came back.
She wants to swing.
Yeah, right. So
You know, I will tell you one of the other things. Me and Sheila were in Dominican Republic, and we were down there at Cabarete.
Okay.
And I was talking to these guys from Sweden, and they were speaking perfect English. And I said, "What are you guys doing?" You know, we came to learn Spanish, but they said the problem is you're at a place where everyone wants to learn English, so they weren't learning Spanish. And they told me that when next time, because they spoke 3 different languages. They said that they would go somewhere where they were only able to, everybody only speak Spanish.
Yes.
So Drew, then this is a couple years later when he was 19, and he said something about, I told him that story about that. So he went to Venezuela and went to Margarita Island. And that's where he met Chris in his wedding, this big, tall German. But everybody spoke Spanish only. So they were forced to learn.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things about learning another language. You need to go somewhere where you're forced.
Yeah, you don't have
because they all want to learn English.
Yeah.
No, you don't want that. You want to be somewhere where they, more speak Spanish or whatever language. Like Drew, everybody here speaks Portuguese. There's very little. I mean, I have a little bit of problem here because I'm trying to interpret. You're looking at me like, what the heck?
One of the cool things that you could do is as you're traveling around, there's like these house stays that you could do. Not a house sit, but you could go stay in somebody's house where like literally they only speak the local language. And so it's a really easy way to learn the language. Look, guys, Brittany's here.
I'm here.
Everybody has been asking that we like make sure that we come see you guys. I was telling Drew earlier, there's so many people in the comments that are like, you have to go see Mr. and Mrs. Adventure. You have to go hang out with them. And they're like, you probably have a tie to them some way, shape, or form, but they didn't know is that we were already friends.
5 years ago, we met for the very first time, and I'm so grateful that you guys all suggested that they come see us again because this has been like the best 24 hours. So it's really nice to connect. Yeah.
And something you guys didn't know is Frankie went to school with one of my best friends that linked us and put us in contact. So thank you, Will I Am.
Will I Am, you are the man. This is why this friendship has blossomed into what it is today, and we appreciate you for that.
We do.
Because like he knew that we would get along.
Yeah.
He didn't just like force this to happen. He was like, listen, I think that you guys have the same type of personality and you respect people the same way. And so that's the reason why he was like, you guys have to hang out. And look, now we're in Portugal. It is
Here we are, bro.
We're just hanging out.
And also, Chris and Marianne have tried the Globe when we were hanging out with them. They were like, oh, you have to meet Frankie and Alex. And we're like, We
We already met them.
We're all
Yeah.
cut from the same fabric, like
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
Something you didn't know, Chris and Marianne, while we were on the West Coast, went and stayed with my mom and dad.
Yeah, they
So,
told
yeah,
us
I didn't know
after.
if you
Yeah,
knew
yeah,
that.
they told us
Alright,
after. It's been 20 minutes, but before I end this,
We
I
can
need
keep-
that comment of the day.
You need that comment.
Yeah. So my
Man,
phone
I've
is
been running
dead.
around. You've almost had to track me down.
My phone is dead, so I had Drew screenshot. So Everly is so stinking cute. When I was a youngster, I would stay overnight on the weekends with my grandparents. My grandpa loved going for ice cream after eating. So off we'd go, and out of town Creamery Family Farm. What a delicious ice cream. They had that, and that's where I was introduced to chocolate chip. Yum, so good. We were talking. Ohio has some of the best old school creameries. Love and hugs, F&A and Everly. That's beautiful. Yeah,
That's awesome.
He's from Ohio.
Yeah.
And your papa loved.
Oh my
ice
gosh.
cream. The picture
There-
he recently passed, but we have a picture of him with his vanilla swirl ice cream
Like
cone.
biggest smile, and
Yeah.
my grandma's had that photo up, and she
She wanted
like talks
printed.
to the frame.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's really
Well, R.I.P. to Grandpa, and that was a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Long live ice cream.
You long live
Yeah.
ice cream. That's been 20 minutes. We'll see you tomorrow.